Welcome back to Confessions of a Beauty Boss.
Season 2.
I know, season 2. Who'd have thought we'd had a season 2? Apparently you wanted it.
No, that's wild. I know. So even though we had the episodes going up to, I think it was the 19th of December, we've not actually been recording since November, so it's been a nice wee break. So
we've had Christmas, we've had the whole month of January.
January was hectic, wasn't it?
I know, we actually had lots of different events, nights out, so we've been super busy. We had lots of activity in the training academy.
Yeah.
You've been teaching.
I've been teaching the whole month, so...
How was that, Jenny?
Brilliant.
Going back into it, must have been like...
No, it was nice. It was nice.
A lovely bunch of girls,
They
didn't
were really, really nice, and it was big classes as well, so that was good. But yeah, let's hope that's the start of
the rest of this year. Yeah.
Just keep building upon it.
Absolutely, and we'll get a bank of trainers growing as well.
I thought you were talking about cash there, bank, but
Aye,
trainers.
No, a bank of trainers to help with the courses, because that's looking like the rest of this year's
going to be
busy. And
we've got an exciting launch starting for level 2 facial. We've went into partnership with Skin Rocks.
yay,
So-
the amazing Caroline Hirons in our brand. We're really excited about that. We've met at a few events and things. We've been following their journey. But they're at a really brand new stage as well.
They've grown
So,
rapidly.
I was going to say very rapid growth, haven't they? They're
Yeah.
everywhere just now, which is lovely.
So we'll be the first SIBTech training centre in Scotland to provide Skin Rocks for our level 2 facial qualifications, which is exciting.
They're launching a lot of their stuff just now, their facial brand. They've been doing their kind of pop-ups and things up and down the country.
And
So
they've been doing lots of training down in London just now.
we're hoping they'll come to Scotland and do some.
Yes, so that'll be a bigger picture hopefully later on this year. So
Absolutely.
aye, so we've approached 2026. We're still shedding. I don't know if MD's woo-woo like us, but the year of the snake is coming to an end. So that's the year of the horse starts on the 17th.
Yeah.
We're all going to feel better.
I know. We've got big hopes for that. I think we all thought coming into January, you know, that whole new year, new start to the year, everything would be fresh and ready to go. But we're given, what is it, Chinese? Is it the
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year, 17th
the
of
horse.
February, coming into the year of the horse. So we had a wee bit of a kind of clunky January probably with the
I think it was just because
the
it was
universe.
so busy as well that there was a lot of juggling to be done and tiredness and menopause and...
Do you know, I've been talking a lot about this with people, because you come into January and you come in and you're like, right, okay, I'm going to start my new diet regime. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to do this. And you give yourself such a hard time in January when it doesn't quite happen.
No, everybody's got SAD syndrome.
But it's such a season of hibernation, you know, in Chinese medicine and everything. It's a month of hibernation. You know, January, February, you're not supposed to do all these things.
and
You're
you're
supposed to let your
wintering mode.
body rest, stay warm, hydrate. You know, there's supposed to be cosy nights in, and then when you come into spring, you're supposed to start thinking about all these things and getting yourself ready for... Well, if you think about it, your body's under so many layers of clothing in January.
I know,
and
I've still got my
February.
jacket on the day, I'm freezing. Can't heat
Nobody
up.
sees you. Who cares about your body in January and February? It's under big, comfy, baggy clothes. So think about it in March and April when you're getting ready for a new year.
I know, that's it. So we're still shedding our skin and we're hopeful of an exciting year ahead of us.
Yeah,
Salon was really good in January as well, wasn't it? It was really, really busy.
yeah, the girls have... All their columns have been kept going as
chocolate,
well.
which was good.
And then looking into February, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Wee bit quieter.
We
but
found that last year, didn't we?
February, October time seems to be our kind of lull month.
It seems to be the new ones, because it never used to be. It used to be...
No, it was always those ones. But
always-
remember last
that's
year
right.
we experienced a couple of
That's
different
right.
other
November
months.
as well last year was
Aye.
weird.
It was weird.
It's normally coming into November, people have got loads of Christmas nights out. But I think talking to people last year, they all said they didn't have as many.
Yeah.
There wasn't as many big Christmas nights out and Christmas things going on November and December last year. A lot of people just didn't do them.
No, I think there's a lot of people choosing to just do stuff in their houses or just do other things instead these days. So we've got a new culture of wains coming out, haven't we, as well, that are more into their kind of health, their gym and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe that's rubbing off on us all.
Yeah, I think there was quite a lot of young dry January people round about me this year that all did it.
That's it. It's health goals.
Mm-hmm.
I know. So when we were talking about goals, weren't we, last week at our staff meeting, mine's is balance this year because I feel like I probably put too much into work all the time. So I wanted more balance this year. And it's the year of my Wayne's 18th and my husband's 50th, so the big plans.
You've got a big event this year.
Yeah, can't tell you what's happening because my husband listens to this and it's a surprise.
I don't have any big birthdays, but my husband and I will be 25 years married in March this year.
Big celebration.
We're going to do a holiday, and then I've got my nephew's wedding later on in the year in Spain.
That'll be lovely.
So that's a big family event. Everybody's talking about that in my family now. We're all planning who's staying where and what flights we're getting, because that's exciting. This is the first of my nieces and nephews. This is the first kind of immediate wedding in our family. I've only got my sister and I, so really close to my nieces and nephews, and Daniel's the first one to get married, so I'm dead excited.
Carnage.
Yes. And I'm so lucky my mum and dad are still here, and they're getting to come as well, so I'm just trying to get them organised with travel insurance and flights and things like that. So
what other plans we're putting into place this year? What's your goal?
So mine was more time management. This is something I've worked on my whole life. I used to be so organised. The older I've got less organised, more kind of a reactive rather than proactive when it comes to like planning my diary, getting organised for things I have to do. I'm really kind of scatterbrained, but I suppose that's just, it could be my age, it could be my hormones, it could be anything, menopause. So I hate using that word all the time. 4 businesses and a home and a family, and my parents are getting older and stuff like that as well. So you're busy, but I feel as though I start a job and then I'm reactive, answering an email, and I go down a road here and think, I never fixed that. The last time this wee problem gave me a problem, I didn't fix it, I just pushed it down the line. So I'll just fix it now, and then I forgot what I started with that morning. So we're doing a leadership and management course, which I'm actually, so we just launched it in the academy, which is for people in the industry. Not specifically, it could be for anybody, but for people in the industry who have been escalated into a senior position without any training.
Formal training. Or even anybody that's looking to progress in the industry and wants something behind them or to be prepared for it. Yeah. It's a good
So I've decided to do it as a CPD course this year and actually put myself through the course and do the work behind it. And the key one in week 1 was time management and time blocking, planning your week, looking at what you've got, putting set times aside and actually doing those jobs in those times, because I've got jobs from last year, like there's tweaks I want to make to our website. I want to get a new website for 2 of the other businesses. And I think it's probably procrastination because it sounds like a big task, and it's not going to be.
Aye.
I know it's not going to be. There's somebody sitting there waiting on me, giving them the information, and they'll do it for me. Our IT guy, Mike. So I don't even need to do it, but it's just something that just...
There's a block.
There's a block. I can't seem to. So I'm time blocking for this week.
That seemed to be the reoccurring theme in that course, didn't we? When I was kind of going through it with the other girls, that seemed to be the consistent theme, was
procrastination through fear.
Yeah.
And something seems like something you're scared to do, so you just push it away and go, you'll say this all the time about me, if I'm procrastinating
you clean.
You find me clearing out a cupboard, or
Kate disappears to the stock room rearranging it.
I find things to do rather than what I want. And the girls that we were speaking to were saying the same. They're doing very busy jobs, but they'll go into treatment.
Rather
because
than
it's
facing.
safe. It's like it's what they do, it's what they're good at. They know that if they're in there, they're guilt. They feel they're generating income for their business, and they're avoiding the things that they don't really want to do. So,
and I suppose as well, if they've never been formally shown how to do it, or maybe just shown very quickly, there's probably a lot of that of they've not retained much and they're scared to mess up a task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't want to be embarrassed and ask again. Yeah, because it's something they were maybe shown months ago or a year ago or whatever, and they haven't done it. So now they'll look bad if they go back and ask, and the person will be saying, so have you not been doing this for a year? What's happened? So they'll feel kind of
we were talking about the difference between management and leadership, because managerial stuff is more to do like with the operational side. Leadership's more about like the culture that you're creating within. And then I don't know, I almost went into teaching it expecting them all to say they were more manager modes, but actually they were all more leaders.
Yeah.
So
because
that was surprising for me.
Side frightened them.
But I think that's because there hasn't been any formal training as well. So that was interesting to see. It's not what I expected. So.
Yeah. And again, those 2 good girls work in one particular company, whereas two girls from another company might have been the opposite.
Yeah.
They might have been more on that side of
Yep.
it and not on the leadership side of it. So I suppose it depends on their culture from up above.
Yeah.
So it's interesting from us to see different groups of hotels or spas or whatever and how they teach differently.
And I suppose who their support system is and from their side as well, because we know one of them, we don't know the other one as much, but we know one of them's got a fantastic general manager. But
and a great support network, whereas we don't know the girl who runs the other one, and we don't know who her senior manager or whatever is. But
seems to be in this industry. I don't know if it's just this industry or is it just in general.
I think it's just in general.
That once you've worked in a job for so long and you're excelling at your role, that's when you start getting moved up. And we've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
Not training people up properly and thinking we would do. Yeah.
We had an experience last year.
Yeah.
You know, with two really good team members, and we just assumed because they were really good at what they did that they would want to step into that role. And we didn't. We didn't put them on this course. Hence the reason, really, this is why this course came round.
Yeah, this is why we created it.
Was because when we spoke to other people as well, they were saying the exact same thing, that it's just, you know, people have just jumped into a role that they've not been trained in.
And managing, I suppose, when they've worked in a team under the same level as everybody else and then all of a sudden become manager, it's hard to detach from.
I think that's the hard bit.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about. I don't think it's the role itself. I don't think it's the paperwork and all the rest of it. That's, you know, that's hard, but
gaining the respect from your peer group when you're being put into a more authoritative role. Yeah.
That's the skills you can teach that you need just to give them time, you know, and give them confidence and trust them to make decisions and how they manage their people to get what they need from them. And it's looking at different team members differently because they don't all want the same thing.
And that can be tricky, just depending on what characters that you're trying to work with.
We've been doing this a long, long time.
Yeah.
You know, you've been doing this role before me. You know, you worked in spas. You were promoted to a manager at a really young age,
training,
and then all of a sudden your pals were then your peers. You had to then tell them what to do, So I'm sure you found that challenging as a young person.
I probably did, but I can't really remember now. I probably did. I think just because I feel like urban's been part of life. Well, that'll be nearly 20 years now. Urban's been a part of my life now that I've almost forgotten the other side of it.
Years of that.
There's been.
I always worked on a small team. I was maybe about 20 years in my previous job, and I worked on a smaller team where I worked with people I knew, and we were all kind of not equal, but I didn't have to, you know, manage them as such. And then at the latter end of that job, I went along with my fellow director to another business where I then had to become a boss in that environment with people that didn't know me.
Right.
So
did you not find that easier?
It was a wee bit easier. And again, just going in and finding what is their issues, what are they doing, what's not working, and trying to find ways to help them, to help the business get better. Some of them they won't like because there'll be people that are set in their ways that have been doing it the same way for years, and they're not going to want me to tell them how to do it differently. But when you look in from above and you see how it's not working, you have to do that. So that was probably easier, but people growing into a role is hard.
Yeah, it's hard, especially if you've been somewhere for years. It's that the dynamics change, and I think it doesn't prepare people for how they're met with that as well from their peer groups in particular. We've had that with other spas as well, talking. Like,
that would be really interesting for people that are listening to give us their perspective on, you know, do they agree, do they disagree? Is it harder to go into a new place and
set standards and rules?
Or is it, you know, or are you in a job just now where you think you could do better, but you've not got the confidence to progress into that role because it's maybe just you that's holding you back? There is a role there that you think, nah, I'll just stay down here in my safe space, but with a bit of guidance you might.
With my pals.
Right.
That's what I tell my pals what to do.
I know, and it is. It's definitely easier.
But there's people that want to progress and there's people that don't, and again, there's no right or wrong there. Some people are quite happy just coming in, doing their job and going home, whereas there's people that want a wee bit more and have a wee bit more of a drive towards building their future within a company.
And again, that can be your situation.
Yeah.
You know, there's people that at some points in time would be happily like that, but because they've got so much going on at home. But they're the good leaders. You're missing out on good leaders sometimes just because of their situation at home. So
have you ever worked under someone that's been at the same level as you and then they've levelled up to the next level and you've felt like they've changed.
Yeah.
You've been at the other side of it, being like their pal, and then they've changed.
When I was younger, I worked in retail a long time ago, and I worked with a girl who was I considered a good pal. But then when I say I considered a good pal, we used to go drinking after work at night and things like that. You know, she wasn't a lifelong pal, but I got on really well with her. And then she took her progression really seriously from a good place. You know, she wanted to progress. She wanted to go from supervisor to manager, and then she wanted to do like area manager for the stores. And so she was changing her life to change around her career. And looking back now, I was probably immature about it. Yeah. She did handle it reasonably well, and I just didn't like it because I was 19.
Like told what to do.
I was 19, and all of a sudden I was like, and then I could see her progressing, and I probably wasn't really could be bothered at that point in my own life. So I probably took it out on her a wee bit and made her feel. I didn't make her feel bad. I just kind of pulled back a wee bit, think she's got a bit big for her boots or whatever. But now, as a mature person looking back on it, I'm like, she was doing the right thing. And she did. She actually went on to do like manager, area manager. You know, she kind of climbed the ladder in that place and was there for years. So that was more on me than on her.
It's funny, isn't it? Because there definitely been moments that I've felt like the same as well. Been like, look at her telling us what to do now. But it's a maturity. And not realising the pressure that other person's under to basically exceed in their new roles as well.
We've worried about this before, about bringing a manager into Urban, you know, like somebody new, because we do have that kind of calmness about, you know, everybody in our place just kind of does their job.
Yeah.
You know, they're great therapists, nail techs, hairdressers, so they come in and they do their work, but there's a lot more involved behind the scenes that we don't have time to do all the time, and we would love somebody to come in and take over those roles, but we always worry about upsetting the apple cart a wee bit because people do get on so well. I
think sometimes there's strong characters as well in our team that everybody needs to abide by the rules, and it's just someone there keeping that consistency going when we can't see what's going on as well. So it's just...
it's the same in every environment. When the boss isn't around, you know, things slip because it's just like, well, there's nobody telling me to do it, and it was kind of forgotten. I've forgotten I should be doing that or whatever. So things slip or change. So we do definitely need to get a manager in to help us out.
We've been talking about this for such a long time.
I know.
I don't know if we're too choosy or it's just not the right person's came along yet.
I don't think we've driven it enough. We've probably not. You know,
and again, that's down to being busy as well, because we don't obviously as well want to make a rash decision just by helping us out time-wise and then it being the wrong decision to start with. So,
and again, just advertising it more. You know, we put it out and then nothing happens with that one advert, and then we forget about it.
I know. It's like, where do you put it these days? Though?
I know.
We've put it in LinkedIn once, and then Indeed, I feel like it's a waste of time half the time.
Hi, that's a hard one because it's all sorts of random people that apply. You know, you put on it what you're looking for, and then some of the people that apply have no experience, never worked in a manager's job, a salon job, anything like that. You just wonder why.
Strange.
How the filters and Indeed don't filter that out.
It costs a fortune.
Aye, because you pay all the extra money to get those filters to match with people. It's a bit like a dating app. Maybe there should be a dating app for salon managers. Somebody want to start a wee business.
Another one.
Match you with the right people that you want to work with.
I know. And then you've got your kind of social media platforms. But again, I think that it's flooded daily with things like that. So
it gets lost.
It's just a funny time. It's a funny time in the industry looking for team members. It's a funny time for self-employment because obviously harder restrictions are coming in from HMRC as well. So
yeah, it will all change actually soon. They're all talking about it.
It's like disguising things. So it's like hairdressers and stuff. If you've got someone that's renting your chair but you tell them to wear a certain uniform or you're telling them hours to work, HMRC will look at that as if they're employed and not actually self-employed. So things are just changing just now.
I think it goes in circles. You've been in this industry a long time. You know, it goes round where it's people think self-employed's the way to go and they try it for a while and then they think, nah, go back to employed, and then a while later they'll go back round again. So that's hard in the industry when it's changing like that all the time as a business.
I think self-employment's probably the hardest it will be at this moment in time from when I started, just purely because of the money that the government take off you as well. So it's, unless, well, obviously we're talking as if everybody's declaring everything, and so and the kind of chopping and changing decisions about VAT, and I mean, it would be great if our VAT threshold dropped. But
well, they are talking about looking at it, and remember there was an announcement. I can't remember. It was the the ones we follow on Instagram, the British Beauty Council. They said that in Parliament, they played the clip from Parliament where they said that the government would consider it, or they would talk about it at their next session in Parliament or whatever.
But then there's also been chats about just everybody paying VAT, and how are really small businesses meant to survive that?
From the minute you start a limited company, they want them to go VAT registered. How
can you survive that?
Nah.
So I think that's unfair as well.
Yeah,
so
especially at 20%.
Yeah.
Big companies that get away with taking 5%. It's just so unfair.
I know.
When we're service based, so our biggest outgoings are like our staff and our rent and all the rest of it. So it's so hard. Can't get the VAT back on the staff.
Who do we get to change the rules?
I know. Who do we know in Parliament?
Leslie. She's forever
She's been trying. I was going to say that. I think we need to do something like one of these
big protest.
No, like blackmail. Like one of these programs where they blackmail the MPs, get CD photos on them or something, kidnap them. We're not condoning kidnapping members of Parliament. Putting a gun to their head to stop them charging us VAT. I watch too many dramas, crime dramas.
So going back to goals, what do we want for this year? Apart from our own personal ones that we've just spoke about, what do we want?
I want to train more, get more people back into the industry, more spa therapists. I really think the spa trainee programme that we do, when I see those young girls when they come in with no knowledge, no experience, they're terrified, and they go away at the end of the week, and then, like we were down in Turnberry at the weekend, and we've seen the team members that are down there that are working there, that have trained in the past with us, and they're excelling, and they're lovely girls, and now have a career in the industry, working in that beautiful place. I mean, we were saying to the girls there that they probably take it for granted, looking out to the sea every day,
gorgeous.
The calmness, their surroundings, their benefits they get working in a spa. I want to do more of that this year. I definitely want to get more people into the industry.
Do you know, just teaching last month, there was a moment that just that moment where it all comes together.
Clicks.
And you just standing there like a wee proud mum, and you're just like, God, this is so overwhelming. The fact that they came in with no knowledge, and then this is the stage they're at already, and they've still got another 3 months to go. Do you know, it's just a proud moment.
And then after that, they could go anywhere. They could work in some of the biggest spas in the world. They could be those leaders of the future.
Yeah.
But the spa industry is really struggling now, getting people into the industry, because it does get not a bad name, but people go into it delusional, thinking that they're just going to be standing about and relaxed and chilled, but it's hard work. It's physical on your body. I
think a lot of spas are now realising that though, and starting to adjust their time scales and having like better turnaround time if they're doing back-to-back massage for the whole day, etc. They are starting to kind of revisit how that looks, because that's probably why they've lost some key players.
And they're trying where they can to pay a better rate of pay or give them more benefits or whatever, because other than that they're going self-employed. They're opening having a room in their house or a garden shed or whatever. So the industry's that, again, from that self-employed point of view as well, the industry's getting kind of saturated with people going self-employed. It's hard.
Do you know, I worked from home for 10 years and it was great. It fitted my family life, but it came a point I was far too busy and it was overtaking my home. And even like if I had a garden room, it would still be the same. It's just, they're still coming into your clients are still coming, and it's great. You've got no rent or overheads, but it's still your personal space. So
but you still got to take the time to do your books, and they invade your space constantly because they're messaging you at night. If you work for somewhere, they book them in, and that's, you just come in and do your clients and
unless
go home.
You've got really good boundaries and you've got your app and don't answer message within certain periods of time. But me as a person, I was always panicking that if I didn't answer, then they'd go somewhere else. Or But it was a different age as well when I did it. There wasn't any booking systems at that point in time. It was still like your pencil diary and stuff. So I was the only protocol that is a wee bit more easier these days.
Yeah.
But I think as well for the academy side of it, I'd like to see more people doing more CPD.
Mm-hmm.
So more continuous professional development that's correct, because again, it was a wee eye-opener last week when one of our students who came in and did is doing their qualification with us. They went to another training academy near that in a style of massage, like in a more advanced procedure when they haven't even got their qualification in their fundamental massage yet. And I was blown away that this is still going on.
Yeah.
So
they don't have the basic fundamental qualification, just the basics to understand all about the body systems and health and taking care of your clients and their consultations. They didn't have that yet, but someone else allowed them to go on a course to do an advanced treatment for a day.
Using equipment. That just it blows my mind.
It could make that client really unwell.
Yeah.
It could hurt them, injure them, anything.
So
it's just...
I'd like us to maybe push our CPD a wee bit more, I think, because we were so focused which is great, we're so focused on the spa therapist because it's going really well. We kind of forget about the great upskilling courses that we've got available for already therapists in the industry. So our menopause massage, we've just done our oncology for the touch therapy. So hot stones, Thai food, Oriental, there's loads of choices.
And that's where self-employed people will get more new clients, by launching a new treatment like that. Yeah. That's how you get new clients through the door, because you're not just offering the same massage every week. And maybe you could be doing wee bits of that type of massage within your own, but see if you offer that as a specialist one, charge a wee bit more for it.
Yeah, yeah. What about the salon?
Urban, we're dead lucky with our clients. I just love what we've got.
Great clients.
I know, but again, doing more for them.
Yeah,
I'd like this year to be more about our loyal clients, our ones that have been coming for years, looking after them, giving them wee treats.
Probably more kind of, like obviously we've got a VIP group as well, maybe emphasis a wee bit more in that as well. This is a wee thank you. That a couple of wee VIP events and stuff as well.
I know we said we were going to do more of them a couple of years, but we don't. We do... I don't think we had one last year. We had a Christmas event.
Yeah. We were just trying to get back on our feet again, weren't we, after the fire last year? I know.
We had a wee opening back up event, didn't we, for everybody? But as you say,
the
VIP
ones. Tag us in social media, always shout about us, and then if anybody's looking for a treatment, they'll send them our way and stuff. So, they're definitely, we need to... And then I'd like to see the salon. So the salon's currently open Tuesdays to Sundays, but it'd be quite nice to have it open 7 days.
We get the odd call on a Monday, people phoning up saying, if you got a wee hairdressing appointment today, or can I come in and get my nails done today on a Monday when we're in?
So we're looking for more team members just now, and it's not nobody's leaving. It's just to have more flexibility where we can open extra days, extra times.
And we had our team meeting last week and speaking to all our team and saying to them, people go through things all the time. Maybe their hours that they started with at one point were great for them at the time.
Suitable then. But that was maybe 5 years ago and things have changed.
A couple of the girls have been with us for years and maybe it's we are quite flexible. If they come and never say to us, I've got a real problem with this day now, can I tweak it slightly, start earlier or come in later or whatever, then we'll always try and help where we can. Yeah. We are still a business. We still need to be open those hours. But that's why we want a couple more team members, because it gives those people the flexibility and, the work for them.
That's it, more balance. It's gone back to that. Don't expect anybody else to do what you're going to be implementing. And if we're looking for more balance, they should be able to get more balance in their lives too.
Yep.
Cafe was actually going really well as well, isn't it? It's taking a really busy turn in January there, so that'd be nice to keep momentum with that too.
Jennifer's got a few events coming up as well. She's doing a couple of wee things. We've got Valentine's coming up as well.
Galentine's.
She's talking about doing a wee special night. I won't mention it in this episode till we get it confirmed, but she's got a wee event coming up as well that she's going to do for.
And then 11/11's picking up as well.
Definitely. Again, that was, I think, Emil admitted herself, social media. she's now started doing more on her social media, and she just says it's getting out there. She's getting more bookings, and it works. We've talked about this many episodes in the past, you know, about how the social media makes a difference to your business. So.
And just having Amy on board for the past year has made such a difference to our videos and our photos and stuff, because it's just much more streamlined looking now.
Yeah. We talked about Amy coming on, maybe, actually.
Yeah, that would be good, actually.
A good wee episode. If anybody would be interested in seeing that, let us know.
She's the best investment we've made in a long time. Yeah. She's so flexible with us as well, isn't she?
We were always scared to ask for things at the beginning. We always thought, oh, she'll only do so many
what
hours.
That box says.
What, you know, what her sheet says about, I do this for you. And we were like, right, okay. But then she kept coming into meetings and saying, you're not using me properly.
But then
I'll
she
do this,
said
I'll
to
do
us,
that.
because she was only a year in business recently, and she said,
learned.
I've kind of re-evaluated what I do better in my business. So we've kind of tweaked how things are going to work going forward. She's going to take more of the content for us, and I'll just go back to scheduling. So, which is fine. Yeah. Because the content's there to schedule.
That's
so
it. That's what she does. Yeah. The content. It's the professional filming of it, rather than us just wandering about with a phone.
Let's try to get ideas. I need to get better this year of planning. It's like the day, what have we got? Back in the car again, planning the podcasts.
And we nearly came at the wrong time.
Nearly came 2 hours early.
So everything we've talked about in this episode, folks, we'll wind this episode up by saying we would need to be better organised.
Yeah, definitely this year. Probably back that time blocking thing again, of actually just looking. Probably I do time blocking for the bigger things, but probably the kind of weird day-to-day things I need to be better at time blocking for.
Just need to be better at looking at my diary. Putting things in, and then on a Sunday night going, right, what's my diary for this week?
I know.
I think
it's just Monday comes around too quickly.
Yeah. And I leave my diary in work, and I write it in my paper diary and don't transfer it all the time into my phone. So that's what I need to do. That's my resolution. I know it's February, not January, but that's my resolution, to get better organised.
Right, so it's nice to be back.
No, if you've enjoyed this episode, give us a wee like, share or subscribe.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling